Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is Dr. Copeland. Um, I'm going to talk to you a little bit today. Um, it took me a year and a half to actually get a stroke group going, and I can't, like talked to like several places and different things like that. And what I found out was that let's just get straight to cut through the chase. They don't give a damn. Okay, it really was unbelievable to me the amount of people that I talked to that had had strokes. And I mean, we're talking about millions of people. And a lot of people die from this. But finally, someone in the Newark Co op heard me talking and said I could have it there. I could have it at the church, but I wanted to have it someplace where people could meet because a lot of people who have strokes can't drive anymore. I'm one of the lucky ones, I can drive. But we have got to do something. And this is important because so many people with strokes are just left hanging. And like I said, I'm going to be doing a lot of things on here. And this is an outlet for me, but I can talk. Some people can't even talk. I ran into a friend of mine, mm, I want to say just about not even a year ago. And she was actually, she retired, she was the retired dean of the school that I taught at. And she was telling me that her sister has has it so bad that she can't talk. She can barely swallow, so she has to take small portions of food. She has to drink a lot of liquids, a lot of things, and that's kind of hard to fathom, you know. And we're going to talk about the different strokes because I'm still learning them. We're going to talk about where it attacks the brain. Mine attacked the left side of my brain, so that my right side, well, now I can write my hand and other things. I was listening to a guy on YouTube that cooks, and because I'm getting ready to start cooking and everything, and I'm trying to see where I'm going to go with it. And what I found out was he had had a stroke. That's why he wasn't on for a couple of weeks, and he was still saying that he can't write with his right hand yet or anything like that. Well, I can. My writing was never good, hence the doctor, but my writing was never good in the first place. But it really got really bad. I couldn't write at all, but I can live with it. I can raise my right hand and my left hand and whatever. I do get tired very, very easily, and so I have to take a lot of vitamins and stuff. But it's unbelievable how I was out and about yesterday, and you see all these different signs, for, and again, I always say this, please do not get upset with me because I'm not talking about cancer patients. You see all these signs for everything, but you don't see it for stroke, and we've got to cut that out. Stroke is one of the number one killers, and it also, any illness. Let me say this: any illness deters a person's life. My phone may ring. Don't pay attention to it. I don't. You know, any illness will upset a person's life. Any illness will tear up a person's family. Okay, it is what it is. But what you must understand and you must realize is that you know, stroke, like anything else, is very sad. But there's not a lot being done about it. And the funny thing is, when I first had my stroke, and I went to the doctors and I went to the rehab and everything, I began to look around for a support group. And I saw something where I went to the rehab up on the wall. And so my husband used to take me back and forth. And I said to them, okay, you know, I called it. And they said, well, we're not having one for the summer. And I'm like, so stroke takes a vacation. Now, it's just been recent since I'm getting ready to start my group that I did get a nice lady. I've been talking to her through the email from DHSS and also from another one who has one at the senior center up in Newark, Delaware. And but when I called the stroke center, the National Stroke Hotline, they couldn't find one in Delaware at all. So talking to some people, over the internet and stuff like that, I realized and I recognized that one of the girls came from New York. She now lives in Florida, I think, but she came from New York, and she was saying to me she couldn't find one in New York. So apparently, people are thinking, or people are, I don't know what people are thinking. I really don't even want to go there. I can't go what's on people's minds, but I think that everybody who has had a stroke or is a caregiver of someone who a victim who has had a stroke needs to band together, and we need to actually fight the inhumanity of them just ignoring us. Once we're at the hospital, or once we're out of the hospital and we're out of the rehab and stuff like that, or our insurance is used up and stuff like that, there are a lot of venues that we can use. And I'm finding this out every day. I find out something else. And I'm going to share those with you, along with, like I said, recipes and things like that, because apparently nobody really gives a damn. I hate to say that, but it's true. And that's just got to stop. We this nation has so many wonderful things to it, so many wonderful facets of that. How can we turn our backs on people who are sick and suffering? You know what? We don't care anymore? Is that what it is? I mean, come on. Let's be real. It's not fair, and it's not just. And I'm going to be one of the advocates. I'm going to raise HE double hockey sticks about it. Today, when I was at the food bank, we were talking. And I've been going to the food bank. I've been going to the food bank for 21 years. Unbelievable. It's so great. And I've seen them come and I've seen them go. The only one that's been kind of there for a long time now is the director. She's been there for quite a while. Her and I are about the same age, and we talk a lot. And we were talking about, just I try to get to as many people as I can. I live in a small town, so if somebody needs food, they know to go to my church and stuff, and we try to get it. I'm now going to embark on the share program, but I hear the other one I was going to use, but I hear it's going to be closing down, is the angel food program, and that's kind of sad because I'm just wondering. They said that they don't have any money, and that's really really sad. So a lot of seniors are not going to eat because of it. But you know, it's not easy getting old, but it's even less. I think you're less thought of when you're sick. And the thing is, everybody's going to get old. So we have to embrace our senior citizens a little bit different than we're doing. Okay, um, they have knowledge. My one of my granddaughters works in the nursing home as a CNA. She's actually studying to be a nurse, so she got her CNA first so she could work and really see if she liked it, and she loves it. And she said the reason why she picked a nursing home was because she learns so much from those people. She sees pictures, she learns a lot from them, and really, in her study, she's actually going into geriatric nursing, which I thought was, commendable, because a lot of people just do it for the money. My other daughter is going to be an RN, so, you know, it amazes me how people really think that we don't function or we can't function. Even a person in a wheelchair has a story to tell. So I say all that because, like I said, I'm still in shock, because getting better now. I'm feeling better now about the support that we don't have as a stroke victim. By the way, this is a blueberry smoothie. I've got two different blenders in there. I've got a torpedo, and I've got, oh my God, isn't that awful? See, I have it, but then I forget it. One of the more expensive ones. Um, I'm a gadget person. I love gadgets. And I've got one of the more expensive ones. Isn't that awful? I can't think of it. It comes and it goes. I can remember everything, but then sometimes I forget things. I think that's part of getting old too. But the torpedo is actually good. It blends and chops and dices and slices and everything like that. But the other one I was dying for, I actually gave my daughter the torpedo. But since she lives with me, whatever. But that's another thing too, is making smoothies, because sometimes I don't feel like eating. I don't know whether, if anybody has any questions or anything about stroke or anything like that, please either email me or write me, because I can tell you a lot of things. And by the way, the doctor that I am, I'm a head doctor. I teach psychology and counseling and all of that. I was a counselor, but I do know a lot about the human body. I'm also an herbalist and an aromatherapist, so I know quite a bit about the human body. Oh, and I also do healing touch. So, I mean, I laugh, but write me about if you need any specific recipes or anything like that. There are sometimes when, because of the aphasia, like I said, my throat gets dry, and sometimes, I things get caught in my throat. So sometimes I just don't feel like eating. Although I do have some crackers and some mozzarella cheese. It seems to go down good. And if I make it, I can eat it. There's a lot of restaurants and stuff I can't eat their food anymore. I think it's too salty. But my daughter made this, and this is good. And it has yogurt and blackberry, blueberries rather, in it. And she made the yogurt, and the yogurt's very, very good. It's a soy yogurt, but it's good. You can't tell the difference. Well, I can't anyway. Maybe you can. But back to, I think you know people have clouded their judgment about the seniors, and I think for us as baby boomers, you know, I still can't get over, though they call us baby boomers. I can't really figure out how we were baby boomers. Did we have a lot of babies? We didn't have a lot of babies. I'll never really know. And people that I ask who are baby boomers go, I don't know. So maybe you might have the answer. Who knows? But I think, with baby boomers and things like that, that they're going to try to take away our Medicaid, and they're going to try to take away our Social Security. We worked for that, okay? We worked for that. Like, my grandchildren get their father's Social Security because he died, but he worked, and he was young when he died. He was 40. He just died last year, but he worked every given day for that. Now, I can understand some things, okay? But there are some people that really get sick and they can't work anymore, and the government should take care of them. I mean, like I said before, okay, quote me, I don't care. I've worked with I was a therapist in a rehab. How can you give a, a person who has been in a rehab or is in a rehab Social Security, food stamps, and Medicaid? Find them a place to live and everything like that. But you can't give a senior citizen the same treatment. Now, where my church is, okay, It's on the Governor Bacon grounds. I think I'm going to do some things at my church too.